Hey, Chidarin. Hey. Yeah, I think everything is fine now. Sorry about the delay. I almost had like my heart got so tiny in my chest because I could hear stuff in my computer, but I couldn't hear the game, and I couldn't understand why. And after a whole bunch of clicking outside and then back into the game, it started doing the sound bug in the title screen, and I was like, here we are, here we are. I don't know what it was, but okay, we're here. It's working. It's fine. All right. I don't remember where we left off, but I'm sure it will come back to me. All right. So winter vacation is over and a new school term has begun. Ooh, winter uniforms. Winter uniforms time. Right, right, right. Since today is the first day of term, as the president of the Council of Nicaea, I have to make a speech. I must brace myself and do what needs to be done. Hey, Vea. What is that sound? Is it like the wind against the window, or? However, but yet, nevertheless, I am a mass of barely suppressed oppositional conjunctions. Oh wow. Wow, what a sentence. Standing before the boxes with my name neatly written on them, I feel calm and detached.
Mayuri.
Oh. A chance meeting with my beloved Amitié the night before last. That night I was, however briefly, reunited with Mayuri Kosaka, the girl I've been seeking. I fired my words, my questions at her through the wall in rapid succession, trying to make up for all the lost time between us, but...
Mayuri は私を優しく拒絶した。
The softness of her words told me that she wanted to leave me. Impassively, I opened the first box and examined the contents. Inside the bright white box lies a dark uniform, the contrast like night and day. I take out the predominantly black outfit and hold it before myself in front of the mirror.
まるで喪服のよう。
Perfectly suited to my current mood. A splash of pure white across the collar provides the only offset to the darker shades. I opened the other two boxes. Inside one are 2 pairs of shoes. Inside the other is a uniform for outdoor use along with 2 capes and berets in the same color. Mechanically, I shrug out of my nightwear and pull on my winter uniform. Having been made to measure, the clothes fit me like a glove. Stepping into the brand new shoes, I find them comfortable as a pair of well-worn favorites. Oh. Clad in my winter outfit, I gaze at my reflection in the mirror. I look like I'm ready to attend a funeral. It's like the thing's been tailored from my innermost feelings.
Mayuri.
I say her name to myself. Spring passed by. Summer faded. Autumn cold. Winter covered all. Even as the seasons passed, I never forgot about her. Behind my eyelids is burned the image of Mayuri, smiling beneath the cherry trees.
私はマユリを迎えに行くと言った。
Without resorting to thoughtless words, I said I would come for her. Realizing that truth has calmed me, my heart, shaded like the dark side of the moon, has taken on a fiery glow. I know that Mayuri wants me to save her. She said those words for my sake. No, the goddess of truth made her say them. Behind pain lies truth. That's what my stepmother taught me.
黙って!
Oh god. Was she hallucinating Mayuri? Yeah, I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was, but I find it really hard to believe that Mayuri is just like roaming around the school, hidden, and speaking to her through walls. So I feel like there's a lot more to that than just taking it at face value, I guess. But what do I know? I know nothing. It's just my my gut feeling. I snap at the mirror specter of my stepmother and her unpleasant words, and I vow to become stronger. Strong enough to bring Mary back from the clutches of the goddess of truth. Yeah, I don't know what these sentences mean. It sounds poetic, but like in practice, how do you apply this to reality? I don't know. After glaring at the weak self I see reflected, I turn toward the bed to take Rika-san from her slumber. To wake Rika-san from her slumber. When I open the door to the classroom for the first time since before the break, all eyes turn to me. Then everyone starts to talk excitedly with their amitié partners. Winter vacation began right after the elections ended, and I became president. That fact still hasn't really sunk in for me, and probably even less so for my classmates. I hear a whistle from behind me. What? Who's whistling like that? Ah, of course. Of course.
Erika-san?
Running her eyes over me from head to toe, she regards me with disgruntlement. She says. I can feel my face flushing hot with embarrassment at her compliment. I think they both look great. It's just, there's something about it, like the cuteness factor is not as high as the other uniforms. I do like the collar and the little bow though, that's really nice. And the 2 rows of buttons, that's also pretty cool. But I don't know, it just feels that there's something about the others that like had like a bit of a more, I don't know, je ne sais quoi. I don't know what it is literally. They had something to it that this one is missing, but at the same time, this one is really fitting with the season. So it's alright. I'm sure it will grow on me. But yeah, the girls look great. They always look great, so I'm sure everyone is fine. Erika's just being a little bit of an Erika, I guess. I'm about to say something to try to wipe the frown from her face when... Twins! I want to see them. Spotting me as soon as they enter the classroom, the twins come dashing over. Is today T's Suo day? More stares are converging on me as the twins loudly sing my praises. I can feel myself starting to sweat under their gazes. Oh, that's a little bit exaggerated, but okay. Knowing my kind amitié partner as I do, she was surely speaking the truth. Winter is depressing. Let us dress in depressing uniforms to underscore it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is about it. It just feels... It makes me think of a military uniform for some reason. Right? So, I don't know why. Is it the shade of the color that they drew it in? Though technically it's black, but like obviously they didn't draw it fully black, because then yeah, it would be hard to give it a bit of dimension and details and stuff. And I don't know. It's not bad. I just was more impressed with the autumn one, for example. Alright. Still is definitely an exaggeration. The twins are circling around me, giving their thoughts on all aspects of my outfit. I'm wondering how best to get them to stop when...
私が言った通りでしょ
I hear my Amitia partner's voice.
まあ、確かになかなかのものね。
It's followed by a voice with a slight edge to it.
遅い到着だな。
With a feline smile, Erika-san directs her comment to Takasaki-san, who's standing beside Rika-san.
そこで花火師さんに捕まったのよ。アミティがどれだけ素晴らしいかを語ってくれたわ。話半分だったけど。
Trailing off, she stares at me with a faraway look in her eye, then turns to Rika-san.
あなたが鬼の首を取ったように言うのもうなずけるわ。
She admits.
そうでしょ
In a quiet squeak, I tell the triumphant Rika-san to stop it.
スオーさんを見慣れている私でも、今朝はしばらく目を離せなかったんだから、当たり前よ。
She puffs her chest out proudly. Although Takasaki-san's brow furrows, she nods her assent.
まあ、一番似合うのは花火師副会長の言う通りだわ。でも2番目は、私のアミティよね。
Ah, Chidori.
え
Eh?
そうね。
I wonder if they shared some private conversation before arriving at the classroom. Rika-san runs her eyes appraisingly. Let's evaluate. Over Rika-san as she sits frozen in her chair.
確かにこう言った八重垣さんは。何？他に誰が似合っているっていうの？勘弁してくれ。
Takasaki-san glares threateningly at Rika-san, who's standing with her hand on her chin. Then she turns to me.
白羽さんもこのクラスで2番目に冬服が似合うのはエリカだって思うわよね。
She asks me. I think you look good in it, Takasaki-san. Yes, she looks lovely. I mean, both are... I'd say both are fine. You can praise Chidori because she is cute. But we can praise Erika too, because she's cute in an Erika way. Let me see, wait, I think I... What did I do? I minimized the guide. There we go, here it is. For a moment I got... In my panic to figure out these sound issues, I guess I minimized the guide. And now I couldn't find it anymore. The answer is yes, she looks lovely. Okay, we praise Erika this time, that's fine. Alright, bowing to her pressure, I take another good look at Erika-san.
似合っていると思うわ。
I say.
でしょ？そうよね。エリカ、だから言ったじゃない。嘘じゃないって。やめてくれ。これ以上生き恥をさらさせないでくれ。
Let's praise her even more. We want to see where the just how far she can withstand it. What her limit is on it. She must be painfully aware of how Takasaki-san's exclamations are drawing the gazes of our classmates. Sorry. She scratches her head, her cheeks flushed. Determined, I take a step toward her wheelchair.
白羽。そろそろ席へ着きましょう。ホームルームが始まるわ。
I hear a murmured thanks from behind me as I block her from the stares of our classmates. Aww. Now is no time to think of what you do not have. Think of what you can do with what there is. I always think of this quote when I find myself in some situation.
今はないものについて考える時ではない。今あるもので何ができるかを考える時である。
I recite the familiar phrase to myself. Surrounded on all sides by horrors, I think back on how I got here. After delivering her New Year's greetings and expressing her delight to see us all again at the start of this new term, and then delivering her usual sermon, Sister Basket had an announcement to make.
今学期から新しい教科が増えます。
She explained to us. Curious chatter filled the classroom, and Rika-san raised her hand.
新しい科目ですが、それは選択教科のようなものなのでしょうか。学院案内には載っていなかったと思うのですが。
Sister Basket's brow furrowed slightly as she responded.
道徳の科目の中の一つとして数えられていますから載っていなかったのでしょう。今は専門の先生もおりませんし。霊法の授業のようなものですか？霊法の中に含まれるには少し意味合いが違いますが。
What is this? Is it a class or is it not? What do you mean? It's not in the curriculum, but you're gonna have to take this class. But we don't have a teacher, but it's part of your What is this? Smiling brightly, she continued on.
この科目を学ぶことで心豊かに過ごせることができます。それは日々の生活というものにおいてとても有意義なことなのですよ。
Okay. So, a subject that fell under the umbrella of morality in the broadest sense of the word. Accordingly, my first thought was that perhaps we would be learning the skills necessary for volunteer work, but now is no time to think of what you do not have. Think of what you can do with what there is. Suddenly, the phrase I turn to whenever something unexpected happens flashed through my mind. Sister Basket was still smiling genially.
では、標本室へ向かうとしましょう。
The specimen room? What? What is a specimen room? What kind of specimens are there? She instructed us. Okay. Insects and plants and stuff?
標本学。
Okay. Rika Clone Army. Ay, ay, ay. The detestable words leave a nasty taste in my mouth. As might have been expected from the word specimen, I'm now surrounded by displays of dead flowers, plants, and insects. And animals. I've been trying to keep my gaze fixed firmly on my desk, but while Sister Basket is speaking, I'm compelled to look up at her. Are those taxidermied? I've always found taxidermied animals to be very creepy. As much as I love animals, like in that form, it's just hi. Okay. Screwing up my courage, I raise my head, only to find a dead scarab beetle staring reproachfully back at me.
これが標本においての基本となります。何かご質問のある方は？
How is this part of their moral education?
はい、標本学ってとっても面白そうですけど、標本室の棚を見ると綺麗な石とか化石とかもありますけど、これも標本なのですか？標本制作には標本師と呼ばれる職業があります。あまり知られてはいませんが。
Oh no, are those like lizards or something here? Oh god, and they're upside down and everything and oh god. Why? Ugh. Her gaze flicks toward the display of fossils Ichigo-san indicated.
標本作業に携わる標本師ですが、すべての標本を一人で行うのではありません。その3つは生物学標本師、地学標本師、医学標本師と分けられます。佐々木さんが挙げられた化石は地学標本の分野になります。
Okay, if you say so, sure. Sounds right. It's a rather long-winded explanation, but Ichigo-san nods enthusiastically.
標本と聞いてみんなが思い浮かべるのは昆虫の標本でしょうが、お花や鉱物、それに書物までと多岐にわたります。
本を標本か。何でもありなんだな。
急にやる気になったわね。標本学は思い出を固着させるものなの。皆さんの学院の思い出も この教科を学ぶことでより深いものとなることでしょう。
My classmates are looking interestedly around at the displays in the room. Minerals and plants are all well and good, but the majority of the display space, yeah, there we go, is taken up by
白羽。
はい。
緊張しているみたいだけどな。大丈夫だ。ここにいるやつはみんな死んでる。噛みついたりはしないさ。
そうね。
Erika-san, who knows how much I hate insects, offers some reassurance. But I don't dislike insects because of the harm they can do. It's their very existence.
それではまず私が制作した標本から見てもらいますね。
From under the desk, she brings out a small wooden box containing butterflies.
超
So sweet. She hands the box to the nearest student, her instruction to pass it on to the next person after you've had a look, ringing cruelly in my ears. Butterflies are the most problematic insect for me. Really?
まずい。まずいわ。
Watching the box gradually drawing closer, I feel sweat erupt across my forehead. How awful. This isn't any tiny gossamer wing, but a huge swallowtail butterfly.
綺麗
Yeah.
だね。でも少しだけなんというか嗅ぎ慣れた匂いがしますね。ナフタリンの匂いかしら。直射日光に浴びないよう箱に保管していたから。
The twins nod, staring intently at the specimen. They're so brave.
大丈夫？スオさん。何が？真っ青な顔をしているから気分が悪いのなら。
No, I'm not. I'm fine, thanks. I don't know. We go with no, I'm not. Okay. I'm aware that I'm sweating. I feel the specter of that blue butterfly that once landed on my finger.
少し気分が悪くて。やっぱり大丈夫？保健室へ一緒に行きましょうか。
Rika-san's cool fingers drift across my moist forehead, and I feel terrible that I've dirtied her with my sweat.
汗が。
She pulls out a handkerchief and mops my brow. My skin feels cool in its wake.
ありがとう、リッカさん。
I whisper my thanks in a tiny voice.
どうぞ、白羽さん。
Ah! The girl in the seat in front of me turns and nonchalantly hands me the slim box. Reflexively, I take it from her. Then I freeze, staring down at the enormous blue butterfly, my gaze pinned to it in the same way the insect is pinned to the card.
スオさん。顔色が悪いわ。本当に。
I can hear someone speaking loudly beside me, but the sound scarcely reaches me. The only noise in my ears is the high metallic whine you hear when listening to absolute silence. No.
あなたが指に留めていた青い蝶の本当の姿を
Ooh,
教
okay,
えて
it's
あげる
it's linked to a traumatic memory.
あれは
I clamp both hands over my ears. The box tumbles to the desk. Its clatter. No, my own cry, plummeting the room into an icy silence.
白羽さん。
Seeing that the impact of the fall has knocked the butterfly loose, I realize I've done something terrible. Regret washes over me.
大丈夫ですか？お怪我はない？バスキア教諭、私、標本を。誤って落としてしまったのでしょう。標本は直すことができます。それよりも、怪我はしていないのね。
Concern shining in her eyes, she takes my hand to check for cuts. Guilt wells up in me, and a shudder runs down my spine at the lingering note of that woman's voice in my ears.
すみませんでした。
Lowering my head, I carefully make sure the butterfly rests outside my field of view. But it feels as though the woman is lurking somewhere in the classroom, and I keep my head down and my gaze fixed on my feet until the last echoes of her voice fade. As I lie in the bed in the nurse's office, I think back on the day I went to live with my grandfather. It was a winter's day, very much like today, with snow falling thickly from the sky as though the flakes were on a set trajectory straight from heaven to earth. The only sound in the room was the whistling of the kettle set atop the kerosene stove. My grandfather, who had been a doctor before he retired, took my hand in his and said to me, "You can't run from your emotional trauma." Even after my father divorced her and she was out of my life, I still feared my stepmother. But that day my grandfather spoke to me like an equal. He told me that while I couldn't run from it or forget about it completely, he could teach me techniques I could use to banish the shadow of my stepmother from my mind. A mental wound is just like a physical one. It won't heal with simple platitudes or a one-off emotional breakthrough. He went on, like a flesh wound, mental trauma takes time to heal, but heal it does. And I will be there, and I will be here to help you in that healing process. Oh, that's so cool. I love her grandfather so much. Oh, my heart. And I... I feel like this is... We haven't really seen her in this... with this expression on her face before. Like this, this feels like a rather new sprite. It looks super cute. She's so cute. I give Rika-san, who's come to pick me up, a nod.
まだ足元がおぼつかないし、もう少し保健室で休ませてもらってもよかったんじゃない？
平気よ。お昼いっぱい寝ていたのだもの。これ以上休んだら逆に頭が痛くなってしまうわ。
Sue and Rika have new sprites, yeah. That's cool. When I force a smile, Rika-san nods her assent, although she still looks concerned. When I closed my eyes to sleep, the conversation with my grandfather came back to me. Perhaps because of all the time I spent in my memories before drifting off. After awakening from my shallow slumber, my mind still feels hazy.
Yuki.
Gazing out at the snow through the window, I turned back on that day when I revealed my loathing of butterflies.
スオさん、やっぱりまだ休んだ方が。
Rika-san gently takes me by the arm. I'm about to repeat that I'm fine when someone calls her name from behind in a somewhat harried tone.
つわぶきさん、どうしたの？
Our classmate Tsuwabuki-san is at the other end of the corridor. She comes strutting up to us like a puppy, then addresses Rika-san as vice president.
その言い方だと、二階屋の会の用向きかしら。
She has an image, but she doesn't have a voice?
はい。
Oh, no, she does.
王室でのことでご相談があるのです。
She says, giving me a quick bow.
庶務のお仕事、頑張っているのね。
Back at the start of autumn, she had been involved in the shapeshifter incident, incited by the romantic rivalries within her Amitia group. In overthinking things, I complicated the matter, yet Tsushiro-senpai resolved it. However, since she made the choice to keep the truth of the incident to herself, it never came to light. And then she...
スオさん、温室でのこと、ダリア先生から聞いている？
いえ。
そう。ガーデニングの授業で使うだろうから、まずはダリア先生に話を通しに行かないと。
Tsuwabuki-san regards Rika-san respectfully as she deliberates. Perhaps Rika-san has figured that Tsuwabuki-san must find it painful being around her Amitia partners after being rejected romantically. And maybe that's why she recommended her for the position of general clerk on the council. In any case, Tsuwabuki-san is eternally grateful to Rika-san and acts as her right-hand woman. That's nice.
本当にリッカさんは気遣いのできる人だわ。
それではこの件はスオさんと。
いえ、白羽会長のお手を煩わすことはありません。私と花火師副会長とで、その。
For some reason, Tsuabuki-san fixes me with a half-pleading, half-reproving stare.
まだあまり気分が優れないみたい。
それじゃすぐ保健室へ。
寮に戻って休むから平気よ。つわぶきさんが話していた件は悪いのだけど、お二人に任せていいかしら。
So Tsuabuki wanted alone time with Rika? Is that what I'm supposed to take out of this?
それは別に構わないのだけど。
任せてください。
Very excited about it too.
ちょっと。
Watching her take Rika-san by the hand and hurry off with her, I put my hand softly to my chest, wondering how widely the wound I carry has been torn open. Aww. So... After confirming that it's not as bad as when I first went to live with my grandfather, I head back to the dorms, returning students' greetings as they pass me by. Rika has her very own simp, so it seems. Or rather, I wander off without any clear destination in mind. I want to dispel the nausea that's gnawing at my stomach, as I'm walking slowly through the entrance hall, under the watchful gaze of the Virgin Mary.
エリカさん。
I happen to cross paths with Erika-san.
危ないところだった。行き違いになるところだったぜ。
せっかくお料理を作ってもらったのに、冷めたらいけないものね。
Seeing my curious look, Erika-san raises the paper bag sitting on her lap.
このままじゃ昼飯を食い逃すと思って。
もしかして私のために？
もしかしなくてもお前にだよ。なんだ？委員長がもう持って行ってたか？
Shaking my head, I tell her that Rika-san has been taken away by Tsuabuki-san on council business.
へえ、佐々木姉の話もまんざら嘘でもないみたいだな。
いちごさん？白羽さんも大きなアドバンテージがあるからって油断してたらダメってことよ。
Oh, sorry. I was scrolling down, not up. Come on. I tilt my head, unsure exactly what she's trying to say.
これ白羽さんに BLT サンドよ。どうぞ。
Food. I reach out to take the proffered paper bag.
おい待てよ。白羽には私が用意した昼食をって決めただろ。それは私の BLT サンドだぞ。
そうだったかしら。別にどっちだって構わないじゃない。ね。
Takasaki-san looks at me, eyebrows raised. Maybe I'll have both. That's a little bit out there. I'm not really hungry. Okay, it seems the option here is to try to make them both happy.
なら、エリカさんと高崎さんの持ってきたお昼、どちらもいただこうかしら。
Okay. Is that a bit greedy? Takasaki-san's eyes widen, but Erika-san looks relieved for some reason.
驚いた。白羽さん、検討家だったのね。ええ。
それだけ食欲が出たなら安心だ。たくさん食べるといい。
Cute. With that, she passes me her own paper bag. Nausea still pools in the pit of my stomach like an oil slick, but...
変な雰囲気になるのは嫌だものね。
Feeling pressured by the situation, I went and said I'd eat them both. Forcing a smile, I take the other paper bag, also containing a BLT sandwich.
ねえ、私たちの部屋で休まない？美味しいコーヒー豆が手に入ったのよ。
Well, I'm grateful for the invitation.
ごめんなさい。この後寄るところがあるの。
調子悪いのに平気かよ、おい。
Where are you going, Sua? Ay, so sorry.
2階屋の会のことでバスキア教諭と待ち合わせしていて。
Do we now? The truth is, I don't have any such appointment, but after my interaction with Erika-san earlier, it's the first thing that pops into my
バス
mind.
キア教諭と
ダメよ。
何がだよ。
ダメ。
Erika-san has her hand on the rim of her wheel, ready to move, but her amitié partner stops her with a disapproving look. With a wave to the two of them, I set off toward the chapel. In all honesty, I didn't expect Sister Basket to be here. Oh no! Now we have to make up a reason to have a conversation with her. Or maybe they'll just talk about what happened and why Sora reacted that way. While I hadn't intended on actually following through with the excuse I gave, Sister Basket was indeed waiting there at my destination. In the still otherwise deserted chapel, I find her knelt in prayer before the figure of Christ. It strikes me as distinctly different, as a distinctly different act to the prayers she performs in front of us, in the classroom or during chapel services. This looks to me like Sister Basket's offering up her personal prayers. Securing her territory. Yeah, I don't know, I just felt like she was in a way also maybe protecting Suo from Erika invading into her, I don't know, more sensitive, vulnerable moment or something. When my footsteps echo through the quiet of the chapel, she slowly raises her head as though surfacing from a dream, then turns toward me.
質問するのなら今かもしれない。
Or that, yeah, you could ask her that. Perhaps here in front of God, she'll feel compelled not to hide anything from me. Yeah, Chidori is sweet like that. Her face is shrouded in shadow, but the smile playing across her lips seems almost seductive. There it is with weird, awkward descriptions of Sister Basket. Could we not? I walk closer until I'm face to face with her.
ごきげんよ、白羽さん。
She greets me with the same statuesque smile as always.
もうお体に触りはないの？
はい、ゆっくり休ませてもらったおかげでもう平気です。
She seems pleased to hear that. Ignoring the voice whispering in my ear, I pick a topic that I think will engage her and initiate a conversation. This casual chat is something I wouldn't have been able to manage until just recently. I make a slightly barbed joke, to which Sister Basket responds with a laugh. The situation alone would have been unimaginable for me back at the start of spring. Then, choosing my timing carefully,
バスキア教諭は片上寮長とは仲がいいのですよね。
I broach the topic.
ええ、彼女とはこの学院の同期なの。
片上寮長とはこの学院で知り合った？
そうです。私はこの学院から外に出たことがないの。
Never? Of course.
でもバスキア教諭はいろいろな技能を収めていますよね。
私が、いえ、彼が必要だと考えたものは全て収めました。あの人の代わりになるためには必要なことでした。
She looks up at the figure of Christ above us, studiously ignoring the voice inside me, which has now risen to a clamor. I press on.
バスキアという姓は父方のものなのですか？
I ask. Oh no. Oh no. The music stopped. Sister Basket is looking at us weirdly. Oh no. Ever so slowly, she lowers her gaze back down on mine. Neither her eyes nor her expression reveal anything. There's no anger there. In fact, there's no emotion at all. She's regarding me with a completely blank expression.
バスキア教諭。
Despite the hallowed atmosphere, the hair on my arm stands on end, as a coldness distinct from the sharp chill of winter rushes through my body. Although it lasts only for a second, it feels like we hold one another's gaze for an eternity. Ay, ay, ay. Then, without saying another word, Sister Basket leaves the chapel.
一体
Now that she's gone, I let out a long breath of air as I finally unthaw. So she just left and didn't say anything. Oh my god.
一体何を隠しているっていうの
A wintry breath ghosts across my ear.
お前の問いかけに怯えていたわね。
Are we hearing voices now? Why? What's happening? No. It's okay. It's her trauma speaking. Got it. Yeah. My stepmother whispers to me, I've arrived at the conclusion that some piece of the puzzle of Mayuri's disappearance lies in Sister Basket's past.
過去からは逃げられない。
Again, my stepmother's voice reverberates through me. Fighting back a tide of nausea, I gaze up at the statue of Christ just as she did. In the end, I wasn't able to get past what my stepmother did to me. Here at the academy, I found the most wonderful amitiés and made the kind of friends I could bare my soul to. Between spring and summer, I went through more experiences than I can list. While some of those experiences brought with them words that hurt me or moments which stopped me in my tracks, as though I'd found myself suddenly at the top of a precipice, I was able to get through them. That's why I thought I had overcome the specter of my stepmother too. Yeah, like your grandfather said, it's not just like one breakthrough moment. It's an accumulation of tiny little things over an extended period of time. And you don't just suddenly wake up one day and you're healed of the trauma. The trauma stays there with you. It's just learning how to live with the fact that that is a part of you and not letting it take as much space in your mind and in your life, I guess. So, yeah, it seems she still has some work to do. Ay, ay, ay. While I'm doing better than when I first went to live with my grandfather, though, the fact remains that mental trauma is just like wounds of the flesh. It won't magically heal because of a few kind words or emotional moments. It's like a scab. Feeling someone shaking my shoulder, I look up hazily as though waking from a dream.
白羽会長
ごめんなさい。少し考え事をしていました。今は何の
各部から申請のあった備品と予算についてだけど。
Her eyes are clearly asking whether I'm okay. I nod.
失礼しました。では、ツワブキ庶務から報告をお願いします。
As Rika-san takes her seat, Tsuwabuki-san stands up and starts to read out the club names from the sheaf of applications in her hand.
天文部は申請がありませんでした。文芸部は武士の印刷についてですが。
Keeping one eye on Tsuwabuki-san as she speaks seriously, I glance around at the other council members. Since everyone is a fellow first year, they're all familiar faces. Their solemn expressions make me think of the movie Hang 'em High. Not the content of the movie, but the performance in it of my favorite actor, Clint Eastwood. Throughout the entire movie, he doesn't smile once. There are moments when he allows himself a wry grimace, but never a true smile. Back when I retreated inside myself and did nothing but watch movies, his performance was a comfort to me. One can cope with being alone, but loneliness within a crowd is another matter. If no one would smile for me, I was better off with nothing. It felt like he was telling me there was no need to practice smiling in front of the mirror, so I could fit in with everyone, and I...
この案件はどういたしましょうか。
Her words are polite, but there's a suppressed irritation behind her tone. I realize I've had my head in the clouds again.
それは。
I'm unable to respond to her pointedly questioning look. I wasn't listening, and I can't think of anything appropriate to say.
その事案には私から答えます。
My immediate partner steps in to answer for me and begins to explain the distribution of the budget. Even as I listen to her with one ear, the line is still running through my head. One can cope with being alone, but loneliness within a crowd is another matter. Who spoke those words?
八代会長ならこんなことは。
Then she suddenly crackles through the air as a chill seeps into my bones. I'm not the only one who heard this particular murmured thought. Rika-san pauses in her explanation to look over the gathered council members with a frown. Oh no.
続けます。
Don't press her, because she'll awaken the lion inside and you're not gonna like that. Giving up on seeking out the culprit, her voice once again echoes through the cool air of Iznik. Worse than the strained atmosphere, worse than my isolation.
八代ゆずりや。
The whisper of her name hooks its claws deep inside me, and I feel a horrible sense of unease.
八代先輩が私へ残してくれた言葉。
The words she gave me surface and then recede again in my mind, one particular phrase remaining. Again, I feel as though every other sound, every other voice, has grown distant. How could I have forgotten something so important? In the specimen room, I'm able to pin down that niggling feeling inside of me. It was when I heard the phrase Tulpa of Agape explained to me as a key that would lead me to Mairi. After giving me this key, Yatsushiro-senpai said to me,
こいつは老婆心からの選別だ。僕が1年前に調べたとある事件から得た情報を一つ教えよう。
Then she told me about the site of the old chapel where Shion Basket was laid to rest.
1年前に調べたとある事件。
The person who said that did not read Printemps. What do you mean exactly? In other words, she meant...
シオンバスキアへと至る事件を八代先輩は1年生の時に経験したということだわ。
My mind whirs as I listen to Sister Basket explain the difference. The person who whispered... Yeah, I understand that the person, but what is it about the spring episode that they're missing? I'm not sure I can think of anything. So my mind whirs as I listen to Sister Basket explain the difference between dry and wet specimens. And I struggle to suppress the excitement I feel at finally having caught the trail of the elusive beast. After checking to make sure there's no one else in the library... Ah, yeah. Okay. I'm back on track. Okay. I thought you meant something related to Yuzuriha from the spring chapter. And I was like, which part exactly? But you meant angering Rika. Yes. I'm right there with you. Sorry for not getting it. Okay. I open up the almanac I smuggled out of Iznik. I think back on the conversations I had with Yatsushiro-senpai over the course of the last year. Something she said to me in the spring stands out in particular.
ネリーと共に当時の3年生が一時に辞めてしまった理由を探ったんだ。
Okay. A group of third years dropped at once. It was something she told us after curiosity led us to search for Bloody Mary, one of the Academy's 7 mysteries. Having pinpointed this as the incident that led her to Shion Basket, I decided to follow the trail into the almanacs.
イズニクで調べるわけにはいかない。
I can focus on personal matters while everyone else around me busies themselves with council work, and I also don't want to arouse Rika's suspicions. That's why I've brought the almanac which is supposed to stay within the walls of Iznik. Ooh, okay. We're being naughty. Out with me to my job at the library. Oh, she still has the job at the library? Even though she's the president of the council? Oh gosh, poor girl.
これだわ。
According to the records made by the president prior to Yatsushiro senpai, several students who were in their third year at the time dropped out.
八代先輩が言ったように、血まみれメアリーの儀式が発端になっている。
I turn the page and the content shifts from descriptive notes to something more like a diary entry. It's the account of a student who undertook the Bloody Mary ritual.
はじめは一人の生徒が聖遺物の絵画の中に亡霊を見たと騒いだ。そして次々に登場するものが現れた。
I cast my mind back over the steps of the ritual to summon Bloody Mary. Stand before the holy painting at 2 a.m. Reflect the painting in the mirror. Chant the name Bloody Mary 3 times. I remember doing the ritual together with Rika-san, the Sasaki twins, and Mairi. The passage in the almanac about students having seen a ghost makes me think of Ringo-san.
確かリンゴさんも絵画の中に死神を見たと。
And Ichigo-san said she heard a voice. No, what she actually said at the time was... Raising my head toward the bat-like squeak that's coming from the direction of the library door, I see two familiar faces. Erika Yaegaki and...
リンゴさん。
Speak of the devil, the person I was just thinking of comes in behind Erika-san, pushing her wheelchair. I'm surprised to see the two of them together.
ごきげんようですよ、スオちゃん。
No.
ごきげんよう、リンゴさん。
Erika-san's gaze remains fixed on her book. Seeing that they're heading over to my desk, I quietly slide the almanac I was reading into a drawer before calling out to Erika-san.
ごきげんよう、エリカさん。
もうちょっと待って。もう少しで男が拳銃でこめかみを撃ち抜きそうなんだ。
Holy heck, what are you reading?
ずいぶんと面白い本のようで、廊下で捕まったのですよ。
Ringo-san happily informs me that Erika-san ordered her to push her to the library, since she didn't want to take her nose out of her book.
うん。よし、いいぞ、死んだ。で、何の用だ？
So matter-of-factly.
エリカ大先生が図書室へ連れて行けと言ったのですよ。
Erika Dai-sensei. Ah, that's nice.
そうだった。なあ、白羽。この続編って置いてないか？
When I glance at the book in her hands, I do a double take in surprise. Erika-san scratches her head.
有名な作品すぎて逆に今まで手を出していなかったんだよ。爽やかイケメンが主人公ってのも好みじゃないしな。
渋いおじさんが主人公の方が好きなんですよね。
エラリー・クイーンよりフィリップ・マーローの方が好きだ。
I can't help but giggle at the smug look on her face. A furrow appears between Erika's brows.
クリント・イーストウッド好きに笑われたくないぞ。で、今何を隠したんだ？
She flashes me a feline smile and I can't stop my gaze from dropping down to the desk drawer.
何も隠してなんかいないわ。それより、その本の続編だけど。
嘘つきのプロを騙そうなんて無駄だ。恥ずかしい本でも黙っててやるから見せてみろよ。
Answer honestly. Put her off the scent by saying it is embarrassing. I have the feeling we hide this for now. Yeah, we do. Put her off the scent.
年間を出すわけにはいかないし。
As I hesitate, Erika-san attempts to peer over the desk.
マジで恥ずかしい本なのか？
She flashes me a sly feline smile.
その普通の時代小説だけれど、少し濡れ場のような場面があって。
え？
ちょっと恥ずかしいっていうか。
お、マジか。白羽でもそんなものを。
Okay. Seeing Erika's face flush, I feel as though my reflexive lie to protect the almanac has resulted in something I'll never be able to take. You have provided her with ammunition.
別に誰にも言わないから大丈夫ですよ。
お前、
机の引き出しにしまったのって学院年間ですよね。以前見たことがあります。
Ringo caught on. Just like that, she blows my cover.
エリカ先生も私としても持ち出し禁止なのを言いつけるなんてことしないですよ。
Aw, Ringo is such a cutie. Deciding that there's not much point in continuing to hide it, I opened the desk drawer and removed the almanac.
へえ、白羽もやるもんだな。
持ち出し禁止なのは分かっているけど、
内職をすることは誰でもあります。別に言いつけたりはしませんよ。ね、エリカ先生。
Of course not, she says, a little indignantly.
こんな弱み人に渡せるかよ。私たちで胸に収めて白羽をいびる方が面白そうだ。
Oh no.
ダメですよ。
冗談だよ。マジな顔をするな。で、生真面目なお前が持ち出すなんて、ただ仕事が忙しいからってわけじゃないだろ。
それは
以前、八代先輩から聞いたことがある。学院年間は会長、不在の折は副会長が学院で起きた大きな行事、それに災い事を記すってな。
ここのところ大きなイベントや七不思議も起きてないですよね。
だろ。だから年間を持ち出しているのはおかしい。書き込むことなんてないんだからな。一体何を調べているんだ？
Detective Erika. Although she smiles around the questions, I guess the sense that neither she nor Ringo-san is going to back down until I give an answer.
正直に話してみたら、
The thought flashes by momentarily, but I know I can't. The tulpa of Agape is a secret I can't share with anyone. And I certainly can't tell Erika-san, who looks up to Sister Basket, anything about Shion Basket.
スオちゃん、私としては何があってもずっとスオちゃんの親友ですよ。
No, cuteness.
リンゴさん、
気持ちは一緒ですよね、エリカ先生。
恥ずかしいセリフは却下だが、今更何言われたって立ち位置なんて変えるかよ。黙っていられるとムカつくってのは確かだ。
Tears well up in my eyes, and I feel a surge of heat in my chest. These two girls have declared themselves my friends. Aww.
ありがとう、リンゴさん、エリカさん。
名前呼び来やすいぞ。
これは照れくさいから言っているだけですよ。
うるさい。
Their back and forth brings a smile to my face. Opening the almanac, I explained myself to them.
実は年間を調べていて少し気になったことがあったの。
へえ、またゾロ七不思議じゃないよな。
エリカさんは血まみれメアリーの七不思議は知っているかしら？
春頃に話題になってたよな、確か。
She glances sidelong at Ringo-san.
また血まみれメアリーの儀式が流行りだしたってことか。
Putting her hand to her chin, she hazards a guess.
いえ、そうではなくて、以前私が血まみれメアリーを調べている時に八代先輩が話してくれたの。八代先輩が1年生の折に当時の3年生が血まみれメアリーの儀式を行って大勢辞めてしまったって。
Arms folded, Erika-san offers up a noise of interest. In contrast, Ringo-san makes a face like she's bitten into a lemon.
リンゴさんの前で八代先輩のことを話すなんて考えなしだった。
I'm immediately overcome with regret.
そういえば、た
くさんやめたって謎は解いていませんでしたね。春に実験はしましたけれど、その謎は解いてないです。なんというか、ただ怪異が見えただけでやめるのも変。
She contributes.
お嬢様学校ならありえそうな話だがね。だがまあ面白い。
There comes a point where you just feel so at ease with the characters without ever really noticing. Scenes like these is when I'm reminded of that. Everything feels so natural. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it's like we've made really good friends with the characters and now we're super comfortable around them. Yeah. Yeah. It's nice.
面白いって。
最近騒動が少なくてつまらなかったからな。八代先輩が話していたっていう大量に上級生が辞めたって話なあ、白羽ね。
I'm gonna stand up for a bit because my back is not very happy. Oh, I might sit back down later. Oh, this was...
それって。
Let me... There we go. And also... this. There we go. Alright. A quote from The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, isn't it? I ask, and she tells me I'm correct.
察しのいいお前のことだから今の言葉だけで理解できただろ。
オズの魔法使いの庭師が言った言葉よね。
Did they give the quote and I missed it? Wait a minute. I hear, no true man will neglect his duty for the sake of love. Huh. I don't know about that. I don't even need to search my memories. I can already see the page in my mind's eye. Then it occurs to me that we're missing the other member of our group. All of us having resolved to solve the mystery of the older students quitting the academy.
リンゴさん。
正解だよ。愛のためにじゃないが仕事を放り出しやがった。真の男じゃない。
リンゴさんは女の子だわ。
分かってると思うが比喩表現だぞ。
Spinning her wheelchair to face me, she tells me Rinko-san was snared by Sister Basket. Oh, what does that mean?
捕まったって。
I was about to say the same thing.
先だってバレエの試験があっただろ。あいつはジュテ系が苦手らしい。姉ともども補習だとさ。
Ballet related, okay. So that's why she used that Wizard of Oz quote. I nod, understanding.
仕事を投げ出した。行けなくなった。
バスキア教諭がつきっきりだ。さらには私の網艇も補習の監督を任されてる。というわけで私たち二人きりってわ。
Grinning, she spreads her arms wide.
二人きり。
お、私と二人きりは嫌か？
そうじゃないわ。ただ久しぶりだなって思って。
そうか？
以前は私がエリカさんの部屋に本を運んだり感想を言い合ったりしていたでしょ。
そうだった。幸せな時代の幸せなおとぎ話。
二人で朗読したり。
やめてくれ。お前の朗読はいいが私のは本意じゃない。
Oh, I can't imagine that's the case. She grimaces and I tell her she's good at it too.
朗読はラプンツェルの時だけで十分だ。私は聞き役だけでいい。
Okay. Not wanting to read aloud and not necessarily feeling comfortable reading aloud is a different story.
残念。エリカさんの声 優しくてとても心地いいのに。
I'm only telling the truth, but for some reason she looks both annoyed and somehow satisfied. Her playing girly has left a deep mark, I guess so. Is reading aloud something considered girly? I don't know.
こいつは本当に。
何？
なんでもない。ともかくだ。
She clears her throat, putting an end to this particular line of conversation.
とりあえず捜査開始といこうぜ。
She flashes me her usual feline smile.
年中無休ってわけじゃないんだな。
何が？
The Council of Nicaea, she adds as I go back to the almanac.
以前八代先輩が言っていたんだよ。二階屋の会は年中無休。
Yes, I remember that.
休みはない。
I remember that. I nod, then close the almanac and stand up from the desk.
通例では常に誰かが詰めているということになっていたけれど、リッカさんがどんな職務だってお休みが必要だって進言したの。
改革派だ。
初めはずっと続けていたことを私たちの代で変えてもいいのかって意見が多かったけれど、
通話武器あたりが賛成して風向きが変わったか。
When I ask her how she knew that, she scratches her head and tells me she just had an inkling.
しかし上級生に聞いても空振りだったな。
ええ、辞めていた理由を詳しく聞けなかった。
まあいちいち辞める理由を旧友へ話していくってのもなかなかないだろうから正直期待していなかったけどな。だが
Using the tea utensils Rika-san had left in Iznik, I set about brewing a pot of tea.
でも
一つ引っかかることがある。
Cocking my head curiously, I hand her a teacup. She blows on the hot tea to cool it.
同級生が七不思議に怯えて辞めるなんざ口に出しにくいことなのはわかるが、どうにも口が重すぎる。
それは私も感じたわ。
二階屋の会の会長様が訪ねてるってのに下せない態度だ。まあ面と向かって初めて白羽と話すんだ。
嫌だわ、エリカさんたら冗談。
訪ねた相手が全員頬染めてるのに気づかないかね普通。こっちの話だよ。3年生はともかく2年生まで口が重いってのはどういうわけだ。3年生は一つ上の先輩だから近しいってことで気を使ってるだけだろうが、2年生まで話したがらないのは意味がわからねえ。普通他人の不幸は蜜の味って噂話に花が咲くもんだろうが。
I'm about to argue back against that assertion when she shoves her now empty cup under my nose, and I refill it.
エリカさん、紅茶よりコーヒーの方が好きだって言ってな。
好きな味なんだよ。
Despite her acidic words, I find the way she blows across her cup very sweet and charming.
お前はどう思うんだよ。
私はやっぱり学院を辞めるということは繊細な話題だし、口にしたくない気持ちはわかる。
性善説。
でも相手をおもんぱかってというより罰が悪い顔つきだったことは気になるわ。
だよな、私もそいつが気になった。子供が誤っておもちゃを壊してしまったのを隠してるような感じを受けたよ。
Interesting analogy.
見たくないものをおもちゃ箱に隠している。
中に何が入っていると思う、ジョーンズ博。
Indie.
失われたアークでないことは確かだけど。
何か悪意が潜んでそうだよな。アルカポネの金庫みたいに空なのは勘弁だけどよ。
I hope it's nothing horrible, but either way, if we can't dig up some information soon, we'll have nothing to go on. Distractedly, I take a sip of my tea.
熱
おい、どうした？大丈夫か？やけどしたか？だったら保健室へ。
平気よ。思っていたより冷めてなくて驚いたの。だから保健室へは。
That's when an idea hits me. The nurse's office.
今までは上級生の方たちからお話を聞いていたけれど、今日夕方、学院のスタッフにも話を聞いたらどうかしら。
Would they give them answers though?
そいつはいい。指導する立場上口が重いかもしれないが、どんなやつでも例外があるからな。
Ah, so you're banking on the exception. Okay. She drains the rest of her tea in one gulp. Okay.
二手に分かれて聞いて回ろう。放課後とはいえ時間も限られている。白羽は養護教諭を受け持ってくれ。
If Suo's tea was hot, wouldn't Erika's also be more or less on the very warm side? Yet she drank it in one gulp? Okay, that's... alright. One can know a man from his laugh, and if you like a man's laugh before you know anything of him, you may confidently say that he is a good man. Interesting. Erika-san greets me with this quote when I join her in the gazebo where we did arranged to meet. And I ask whether it's from Fyodor Dostoevsky.
ロシア人は気の利いたことを言うよな。きっと長い冬の間に考えているんだな。
This I do like. Yes. Yes, this I adore. It's gorgeous. It looks great. Erika's so cute. Yes. All the yeses in the world. This I do like. Oh, so cute. Very, very cute. The Russians come up with all the wisest sayings. Mm-hmm.
つまり色良い返事が聞けたのね。
Aw, so as well. Look at her. She's grace. She is beauty. She is grace.
逆だよ。笑ってなんかいなかった。露骨な迷惑顔だったってことさ。お前は？
私も同じだわ。
だよな。
She sighs deeply, and I suddenly feel awful for dragging her into this, when it's something I should be doing on my own. No, shush, accept the help, don't do it on your own.
ごめんなさい。
あ？
エリカさんの頭を悩ませてしまって、あとは私一人で。
I'm sorry, I'm not even paying attention to the text. This is such a cute view, the whole of it, right? Not just them dressed in the uniforms, but with the snowy background. It's just so perfect. I can't. Oh gosh. Lovely. Absolutely lovely.
つまんねえこと言うなよ。
Her brows furrow briefly before she breaks into a smile and wheels her chair over to me.
私たちみたいなやつにとって面倒事は楽しみの一つだろ。頭を悩ませるのもまた喜ばしい。
エリカさん。
名前呼びになってるぞ。そうだな。心苦しいって言うなら少し頭を休ませてくれ。膝枕だよ。
Okay. She gestures toward my thighs.
なんて冗談。
エリカさんが望むのならどうぞ。
Of course, Suo took it seriously. She would always take that seriously, and she would always say yes to Erika. When I spread my arms wide, she blinks at me in surprise. Then an even deeper furrow appears across her brow. I cock my head at her.
どうしたの？
どうしたのってお前。
私も祖父によくしてもらったわ。どうぞ。
She appears to chew it over for a moment, then
それじゃお願いするかな。
she says, okay. Oh.
なんていうか。
Erika's ploys, as always, doomed to fail spectacularly. I feel like this one is doomed to succeed in unexpected ways. But look at this, how cute. Look at her face, she's so surprised by, oh, actually, this is nice. Mission failed successfully, exactly.
夢の中の情景を思い出す。
Murmuring that I'm glad to hear that, I gaze down into her face. Aww. Despite the icy chill in the air, her cheeks are flushed and her body is so hot it feels almost feverish. Her little head resting on my thighs is so warm and light. It's like having a cat curled up on my lap. Aww. Yes, because she's Erika the cat.
重くないか？
全然。
I'm reminded of the silver lighter my grandfather had, and the pleasant weight of it in my hand, neither too heavy nor too light.
なあ、白羽。
何？
その、なんだ。じっと見つめられていると少し気恥ずかしいんだが。
I realize I've been staring down at her upturned face, taking in her deep green eyes, smooth skin, and pale lips.
綺麗。
As soon as the words slip out, my face burns with embarrassment.
やめろ。お前からお世辞を言われるのはきつい。
Why does it hurt, huh? Erika-san seems to feel equally as awkward.
お世辞なんかじゃないわ。とても綺麗。高さ。
On the verge of making a comment about her Amitia partner, I hesitate, then gently stroke her hair.
おい。
こうしてもらうと気持ちいいでしょ。
そりゃそうだが。
Erika-san's hair sticks out like the spikes of the hedgehog, in keeping with her personality. Yet its silky softness makes me feel like I'm petting a cat. Probably that's what it was meant to say.
こうしてもらうと気持ちいいって高坂にでもしてもらったかよ。
ううん。おゆりにもしてもらったことはないわ。祖父にしてもらっただけ。膝枕をするのは初めてよ。
Yeah, pet pets.
そうか。初めてか。
Her eyes narrow blissfully as she basks in the sensations, just as I had done with my grandfather.
私、エリカさんの髪、好きよ。
お前は他人の弱点を上手についてくれよな。私は私の髪が嫌いだよ。
どうして？
どうしてって。癖っ気だし、伸ばすとメデューサ見たくなる。ダサいだろ。
I would want to see that. Is there fan art of that? I would want to see that. Oh.
そんなことない。きっと長い髪も似合うし、かっこいいと思うわ。
She opens her eyes, a glimmer of light flashing in their depths.
私は三女だって話しただろ。長女は宿毛矯正してストレートにしていたが、次女は気にしないでそのまま伸ばしていた。あれ？
Wait. The eldest one gets her hair straightened professionally. Is it really that bad that, like, you can't just straighten it with a hair straightener yourself? You have to get it done professionally? What does that mean? Oh god. I guess it didn't look too bad, she admits in a barely audible murmur.
そうでしょ？今度伸ばしてみたらいいわ。
玉江姉さんみたくはならない気がする。私の方が癖が強い気がするんだよな。
たまえ、なんていうか、片髪寮長を思い出すわ。
Tamaki Katabami. Atop my knees, Erika-san stifles laughter.
確かに名前は似ているが、次女と寮長では真逆だよ。見た目は二人ともやや中性的だが。
性格が違う？
ああ、片髪寮長はああ見えて乙女なところがあるだろう。うちの次女は見た目通り男性的な性格でさ、気にしなさすぎてよく長女に叱られてたよ。
Erika-san rarely talks about her family, so I'm delighted that she's opening up to me now.
そういえば養護教諭にはお前が話を聞きに行ったんだったよな。何かめぼしい情報あったか？
I convey my conversation with the nurse as accurately as I can.
そうか。細かな描写が増えただけで筋に変わりはないか。
ええ、最後にこう言ったわ。学院にとって大きな損失だったって。
We both fall silent as we mull it over. I continue gently stroking her hair, as though trying to help the gears in her brain turn more smoothly.
何かしら。
I have the feeling that I've overlooked something important buried in what I just told her. Oh,
ごめんなさい。髪に指が絡まってしまって。
oh no.
いや、今のでひらめいた。当時の3年生が大量に辞めたのを八代先輩が捜査をしただよな。
ええ。
ミステリアスな事件だ。そして七不思議が関連している。こんな面白い事件、八代先輩の相方が放っておくと思うか？
Catnip. My mental album of memories flips open and I pick up the thread of her thoughts.
そうだった。八代先輩はこう言ったわ。はじめは八代先輩が調べていたって。それで興味を惹かれて小見門先輩も加わったって。
八代先輩のアミティエはもういない。だけど小見門先輩のアミティエはまだ学院にいるよな。
She snaps her fingers and I nod, stroking her hair with even more affection.
小見門先輩のアミティエ、萩原先輩にお話を聞きに行きましょう。
Okay. At first, she's as reticent as the other upperclassmen. However...
そうね。
Oh!
小見門さんも八代さんもあなたには目をかけていたものね。
She's cute! After listening to our persuasive pleas, Hagiwara-senpai sits down on the bed and looks up at us as though from the bottom of a riverbed, gazing at the shadows of the fish swimming by. Then...
私が知っていることは何でも話すわ。
she offers. Using the coffee grinder Komikado-senpai left behind, she prepares fresh coffee for the two of us, then settles in to tell us everything she heard from her Amitia partner about the incident.
話を聞くと、どちらかというと八代先輩よりも小見門先輩の方が事件に対して興味を持っていたみたいですね。
八代さんは当時の3年生が一時に辞めたことを調べていたの。それにオカルト好きの小見門さんが加わって血まみれメアリーの儀式が関わっていることを突き止めたのよ。
She pulls the sour face as she utters the name, and Erika-san and I exchange a look.
では八代先輩に付き合う形で小見門先輩も事件を調べ始めたのですね。
At first, she responds, her tone laden with foreshadowing.
血まみれメアリーの儀式をしたせいで3年生が辞めたという噂が出てしばらくした後、八代さんのアミティエも学院を去ったの。
八代先輩のアミティエはいなかったものな。
それは血まみれメアリーの儀式を八代先輩のアミティエも行っていたからやめてしまった。
Thinking that this could be our lead, I lean forward eagerly, but she shakes her head. I look at her questioningly. Despite saying that she'd tell us everything, Hagiwara-senpai suddenly clamps up just like the other upperclassmen, her expression grim.
八代先輩のアミティエが辞めたという話が非すべきことではないの？
I feel like I'm on the verge of being handed a key piece of the puzzle. What is making her, all of them, so reluctant to speak? A seed of unease plants itself in my stomach.
萩原先輩、私を信用しなくても構いませんが、白羽は八代先輩から二階屋の会の会長を任されたやつです。
そうね、そうよね。 それに解決した話だし。
She sounds like she's trying to convince herself as she locks her gaze on mine.
これは恥ずべきことなのだけど。
Ooh, scandalous, okay. The seed of unease in my stomach starts to bud.
血まみれメアリー事件で辞めていった3年生たちは儀式を無理やりやらされたという噂が広がったの。
Forced? By whom?
へえ。
Oh god. Okay, that was creepy. Why? Oh gosh. Okay. I guess we do have to deal with the Sua's trauma, but oh gosh, that took me by surprise. I hear that woman's laughter in my ear.
無理やり。
ええ。それでその儀式を行わせた首謀者がコミカドさんだっていう噂が流れたのよ。
コミカド先輩が。
Doubt. I'm doubting that.
彼女が儀式を行わせたことで結果的に3年生たちを辞めさせたのではないかって。
I can't wrap my head around what she's saying, but there she is. Not in my mind, but right before my eyes.
言ったでしょ、スオン。
Just like the day when I was left at my grandfather's house. I can see the ghost of my stepmother, sorry about that, turning toward me, her upper lip contorted as she sneers.
人は醜いものだと。
お母さん。
Her scarlet lipstick and the fleshy inside of her mouth shine as red as blood as she laughs, and I look down at the ground feeling sick to my stomach. Not when we're having this important conversation. I mean, come on. Ugh. Ugh. Bless you.
誰か私の噂話でもしてんのかな。
Here's her burning. Is that an indication? Okay. It's so interesting to see what kind of things like that each culture has, because it's slightly different from people to people.
なんだかおじさんみたいですね。
ひっそり戻ってくるな。ヒッチコックの鳥じゃないんだぞ。
あの鳥さんの映画面白かったですよね。約束の時間少し過ぎてしまったみたいですね。
She apologizes to me, but I wave her off, telling her it's fine.
で、お前の方は血まみれメアリー事件で何か新しい情報はあったか？
The other day, we learned something new from Hagiwara-senpai. She told us about the rumor that Komikado-senpai forced the other girls to take part in the Bloody Mary ritual, and in doing so essentially drove them to quit the academy. It wasn't something I wanted getting out, but I wanted to at least share the information between the three of us. After all, it would be strange for me to refuse after saying we could all investigate together. And more than that, I wanted to share the discordant feelings the news had triggered in me, and talk them through with someone else.
コミカド先輩。
そうちゃん。
あ、ごめんなさい。ぼーっとしてしまって。
お前って時々胡蝶の夢みたいな状態になるよな。
胡椒？
お前らが持ってるスパイスボトルじゃねえよ。
ダメですね。
Ringo-san shakes her head, her brow furrowed.
詳しく知っている風の先輩にはコミカド先輩が疑われた旨のことを使いカマをかけて聞き出そうとしても口を閉ざしてしまって。
そうか。こっちは学院の教諭やスタッフにそれとなく話を聞いて。
She raises her arms in the air.
お手上げですか。
空振りだよ。それにコミカド先輩が疑われてたってのも周知の事実なのか、限定された中でのことなのか、萩原先輩の話では曖昧だ。私たちが藪をつついて蛇を出すわけにはいかないからな。
For the sake of Komikado-senpai's reputation. We decided to bring up her potential role in the Bloody Mary incident only with those who had to know about it already.
2年生の先輩たちの方も今まで得ていた情報より目新しいものはなかったわ。
めぼしい情報はなかったが、一応情報の共有をしておこう。さまつでも何か発見があるかもしれないからな。
Nodding, I go on to tell them what I heard. The general details were essentially the same, but with a few slight embellishments.
私としての聞き出したお話はこんな感じです。
I go over everything meticulously in my head as she finishes up her own account. Somehow... Oh, so sorry. I need to not put my finger on the scroll wheel, because like the slightest movement it makes... it interprets as a scroll even when I don't mean to, so my bad, my bad. Somehow it felt like listening to someone recount a dream they once had.
で、どうする？
どうするとは？
血まみれメアリー事件の調査をこれでしまいにしようかってことだよ。
それはどういう？
お前だって分かってるだろ。はじめは大量に生徒が辞めたという事件の謎を解明すべく調べていた。言っちゃ悪いが遊び半分にだ。だが調べていくうちに笑えない話になってきた。こいつはもしかしたら、掘り起こしちゃまずい代物だったんじゃないか。
No, we're getting to the bottom of this, right? Right? She shoots us both meaningful
リ
looks.
リカさんの言っていることもわかる。
She's asking us to consider whether Yatsushiro-senpai's way of resolving the case had been to suppress the truth, as we ourselves have done before. In that case, we'd only be poking the hornet's nest. And even if the rumor simply fizzled out for lack of credibility, bringing it up again will do nothing but sully Komikado-senpai's reputation.
確かに新たに掘り起こしたところで意味がないみたいですね。
白羽。
そうね。
After a moment's hesitation, I voice my agreement. She looks relieved to hear it. My friend may be a pessimist, but I know that she's also very kind and caring.
まあ、面白い話だったが、これでしまいにしようぜ。
She says with a scratch of her head. Ringo-san nods, looking equally relieved.
お腹も空きましたし、寄宿舎へ戻りますか。
夕げの前に熱いコーヒーが飲みたい。風にはコーヒーが一番だ。
聞いたことないですよ。
Yeah, I've never heard that either. I would have thought that a cup of tea with maybe some lemon in it and stuff would be that instead.
八代先輩が提唱し、私が広めた。
Watching the two of them joke around, I find myself craving neither coffee nor any other form of relief.
シオンバスキアにつながるかもしれないのだから諦めるわけにはいかない。
Yeah. I watch Ringo-san take hold of the handles of Erika-san's wheelchair, and I resolve to myself that I'll step into Yatsushiro-senpai's shoes to try to see how she handled the case herself. Alright. Okay. Yeah. Give me a couple of moments. I'll just quickly run to the toilet and I'll be right back. Alright, here I am. Okay, interesting start into this. Guilt. Okay. That's what I feel regarding my media partner as she presses gently on my leg.
この角度はどう？痛くない？
平気よ。そんなに大げさにしなくても大丈夫。
ダメ。足をくじいていたらどうするの？初めは平気でも放っておくと悪化するかもしれないでしょ。
For the sake of Komikado Senpai's honor, my two fellow investigators have taken a step back from the mystery of the 7 third years and the Bloody Mary incident. But I can't turn my back on the case. Not when it might provide a clue to the question of Shion Basket.
やっぱり痛いんでしょ？
そんなことないわ。
嘘。だって眉がギュッとなって痛いってお顔していたじゃない。
My inner turmoil must have shown through outwardly.
すみませんダリア先生。スオさんが足をひねったみたいなので保健室に行ってもよろしいでしょうか。それはいけません。では保健医の方を。私の試験は終えましたので私が保健室へ連れて行きます。
She asks me whether I can stand, and I get to my feet.
まずは着替えてから行きましょう。この姿で保健室へ向かったら風邪をひいてしまうものね。
Rika-san takes me by the hand. I feel terrible for keeping secrets from my Amitia partner, who clearly cares so deeply for me. Oh god. These will not cease to be creepy and take me by surprise every time. No. The specter of my stepmother is always there to mock me whenever I feel negative emotions. When I lift my gaze, there she is in the mirror laughing at me.
やめて。
Lowering my eyes again, I let my Amitia partner help me to the changing room. That woman's laughter ringing in my ears all the way. All through classes and even during my ballet exam, I was unable to stop thinking about the case. Even when my distraction caused me to trip and fall, I still couldn't get it out of my head. My obvious preoccupation has caused my media partner to worry about me. It was a 2-year wait between the translations of Oton and Eve. These jump scares was the last thing I expected after this wait. Yeah, I mean, they are effective. And I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to relay the experience of like the trauma resurfacing and just coming back at like when you don't even expect it. I understand what they're doing, but they're so creepy. It makes me jolt every time. I don't think it will ever cease to do that. No.
ひどい怪我でなくてよかった。
軽い捻挫だって言うし、もう平気よ。
I forced a smile to my face to compensate. Rika-san's braids bristle as she wags a finger at me.
今は平気でも急に腫れてくることもあるんだから。
And there's this.
湿布は貼ってもらったけれど、今日明日はおとなしくしていること。
This should also be one of the newer ones of Rika's because it doesn't feel as familiar as the others. Looks pretty good.
そうね。
I look down. Her kindness makes me feel all mushy on the inside.
それと、さっき手をつないだ時に思ったのだけど。
When I ask her what it was, she takes my hand in hers again and runs her fingers over my skin as softly as she might a baby's.
やっぱり少し荒れているわ。朝食当番を終えてからお手入れしていなかったのね。
She asks me whether I was washing the vegetables, and with a shudder I remember the freezing water biting through my fingers. Then she pulls a small blue tin from her pocket.
こっちも放っておくとまずいものね。
Opening the tin, she lightly pats some cream into her own hands and then clasps mine.
ハンドクリームよ。これ私のお気に入りなの。
My Amitia partner's fingers glide gently over my skin. Her slender digits slide up my palm, into the openings between my fingers and down, massaging the cream in. While it makes me feel a little awkward, it's also very reassuring.
せっかく綺麗な手をしているのだから、きちんとお手入れをしなくてはダメよ。私なんて。いちごさんが聞いたら怒りそうだわ。指が短いって言っていたし。スオさんは指が長くて繊細で本当に綺麗。ピアノを弾いているとみんな同じようになるのかしら。
She intertwines her fingers with mine in a gesture of intimacy. It makes me feel both shy and comforted at the same time. Her hand is soft and warm and filled with the affection a mother might have for her own child.
唯一母に褒められたことだわ。
あ、ごめんなさい。話したくないことよね。
At first, she complimented my long fingers. But after the onset of her illness,
いいの。もう乗り越えたことだわ。
I remind her that I'm able to play piano again now. Enrica-san smiles. Dismissing the faint presence of my stepmother, I smile back.
ねえ、スオさん。
何？
何を思い悩んでいるの？
Her soft question immediately dispels the pleasant mood. Thick silence fills the air between us like jello.
何も隠してなんかいないわ。
Ay, the lies. I manage to force the words out to break the silence, but Rika-san quickly hits back, telling me she knows I'm lying.
私はスオさんのアミティエなのよ。この学院の誰よりもあなたを見ているの。少し前からエリカさんやリンゴさんとも会っていたでしょ。
それは。
ええ、何かわからない。でもスオさんが隠していることで胸を痛めているのだけはわかるわ。
Her feelings are conveyed clearly in the way she grips my hand. Again, the flame that smolders in my chest is lit, and I have the desire to tell her everything.
でもそれはダメだ。
Yatsushiro-senpai had declared the person I was seeking a snake. I can't drag Rika-san into something that may be dangerous.
お願い。私たちはアミティエでしょ。私はスオーさんを無二の親友だと思っているの。
I see pain written into her features. The same pain I myself have experienced. And so I...
リッカさんへ隠していたことがあるの。
やっぱり
エリカさんやリンゴさんへ手伝ってもらったのは成り行きもあるけれど、下世話だとリッカさんに怒られるのではないかと思ったからなの。
She tilts her head at me dubiously.
八代先輩がかつて調べていた事件よ。
Just like I did with Erika-san and Ringo-san, I tell her about the Bloody Mary incident, leaving out anything that might connect it to Shion Basket. In other words, you thought I might be angry that you were digging into a past incident for fun? She asks.
ええ。
After I finish explaining everything we know about the Bloody Mary incident, my Amitia partner pouts and fiddles with her braids.
まあ立場上は怒らなくてはいけないかもしれないけれど、私ってそんなに融通が利かないように見える？
I shake my head.
私たちがここに来る前に起こった血まみれメアリー事件、生徒が大量に辞めた原因を作った犯人がコミカド先輩と思われている。
だからエリカさんたちは手を引いたの。この事件を調べることで消えていた噂を、コミカド先輩の名を汚してしまうのではないかって。
A strange expression flits across Rika-san's face, a cross between a smile and a glare of suspicion.
だからもうこの件からは手を引くことになって。
でもスオさんは手を引く気はないのでしょ？
え？
手を引くなら あんな心ここにあらずな態度にはならないわよ。エリカさんたちは捜査を打ち切っても、スオさんはこの謎を解きたいのよね。
I hesitate, unsure whether or not I should confirm her suspicions. But the next instant, Rika-san flashes me a warm smile.
スオさんが捜査をするなら、私も協力するわ。
There we go. Thank you.
だってコミカド先輩の名が。
藪をつついて蛇を出すってことになったら大変だって考えているんでしょ。でもそれは見当外れな考え方だわ。
She quickly dismisses our foremost worry.
だって考えたらわかることじゃない。コミカド先輩が人を陥れる真似なんてできるはずがないわ。噂が流れていたのなら、それは根も葉もない流言。
She has a point.
根拠のない噂。
八代先輩が調べていたっていうのも、コミカド先輩に悪い噂が流れていたからじゃないかしら。もし噂が立ち消えたものだとしたら。
Yes, that's very nice to see. It will make things even better if we can restore her honor. I was actually thinking something along those lines earlier as well. Like, what if you figure it out and then you can clarify it in some way for everybody to know? Wouldn't that be so much better? What is this wink? Bear still does not trust. Sorry, Bear.
確かにそうよね。本当だわ。
でしょ。
Because there's this inkling that she'll act up like she did back then, and then it takes this turn. Love it so much. Aww. Oh, I didn't expect for a single moment that she would be upset at Suo. Not for a split second did I think that. I thought she would be more than willing to help, but Suo needed to open up to her first. The way she smiles at me reminds me of when we first met. How many times have I been buoyed up by her kindness? This word is so hard to say. I'm so sorry. Buoyed up? Buoyed up? I know what it means. It's just hard to say. Yeah.
ありがとう、リッカさん。
それは私を事件を解く相棒として認めてくれたってことよね。
She puffs her chest out and I nod.
それじゃ授業が終わったら早速行動しましょう。まずは聞き込みよ。
でも上級生の方々や先生方にもお話は聞いたわ。
Rika propaganda. Stroking her braids, she tells me not to worry.
二階屋の会副会長の実力を見せてあげるわ。
There's the wink again. Let me quickly sit down again. Ay. What was that? Oh, Bear's traumatized by the wink. I think it's meant to be cute, but okay. I think I also need to. Oops, my chair's stuck a little bit. Am I centered? Yes. And lower the camera just a tiny bit. There we go. There. So, Rika-san told me that she would bring her informant to meet me after class, but
ちょっと遅いわね。
she has grown sentient and is taunting you first. Oh gosh, no. I'm waiting in Isnik. In the meantime, I'm preparing some tea for the person who will supposedly tell us further details about the Bloody Mary incident. Although we're a self-governing student body, that doesn't mean we're allowed to play with fire unsupervised. I had someone heat up some water for me in the cooking club, and I brought it over in a thermos.
冷めてしまうかも。
Reflecting that it's about the right time, I add 3 heaps of tea leaves to the pot, then pour the hot water over to brew them. They're large leaves, so it should take about 3 to 4 minutes for the beverage to brew.
お待たせ。さすがに廊下は冷えるわね。温かい紅茶が。紅茶用意してくれていたのね。ええ、お話ししていただくのだし、あと私が焼いたクッキーなのだけど、スオーさんが入れてくれた紅茶にお手製のクッキー。今日はなんていい日なのかしら。
Clasping her hands together, she strikes a pose like she's giving praise to God himself. Behind her, a girl hovers in the corridor as though unsure whether or not she should enter the room. I hurriedly invite her in.
あなたはスオさんも知っているわよね。2年生の岡間瑞希さん。合唱部でピアノを担当なさっている方よ。
She's so cute! All of these girls, they're just so cute. Three-headed dragon name. Winking Yuzuriha, winking Feishao, winking Rika. Sorry, not name, but meme. I'm so tired. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. The third one is the weird, crazy one. Got it. Of course, I know Hokama-san. She did a lot for me in spring at the Feast of the Assumption. Hokama-senpai is even smaller than the Sasaki twins. Oh, tiny! She's chibi. Her tiny frame is almost entirely hidden as she cowers behind Rika-san.
岡間先輩は無口で人見知りなの。だから気を悪くしないであげて。そうなの？
When she helped me with the piano in spring, she didn't strike me as having any particular problems communicating.
岡間先輩はピアノに触れている間は平気なの。
So she was okay because it was about the piano. It strikes me that she's the opposite of me, although I was supposed to have overcome those issues. Like I said, it will never cease to be creepy. Hearing my stepmother's viscous voice in my ear, I shake my head slightly.
スオさん？いえ、なんでもないわ。それではお話を聞かせていただけるかしら。
The information Hokama-senpai tells us contains several hints.
ありがとうございます、Hokama senpai.
Okay, will you share those with the class, please? Like, she gives a little nod, clasping her mug in both hands and blowing on the hot tea before drinking deeply. She must be thirsty after talking so much. Why couldn't we hear it? Come on.
美味しいですか？こっちのクッキーもどうぞ。どっちもスオさんが作ってくれたんですよ。
I would really enjoy it if, at least from time to time, they would actually show us the thing, rather than fast-forwarding, showing us the end of the thing, and then having the characters summarize what the thing was. They keep doing this quite often. I don't know if you've noticed. But, like, I don't know, maybe in some places it's understandable, maybe it was the better choice for them to structure the story that way, or I don't know what kind of, like, resource limitations they had for, like, a voice acting or whatever. Yeah. But this is like, I feel like I maybe would have been more intrigued if I had heard it directly from her. Now what? Are we, one, not gonna know what they talked about, or two, just have a weird summary be made? That's not satisfying. For a brief second, her gaze flicks to mine. Then she looks down, her cheeks flush. Look, she's so cute! I would have wanted to hear her speak more. Then she leans over to whisper into Rika-san's ear, as she was doing before.
とても美味しいって。ありがとうっておっしゃっているわ。
I'm glad to hear that she likes them, but...
リカさんを介してしかお話ししてくれないなんて。
Okay, so she never said anything, she only whispered it to Rika, and then Rika said it again to Suo. It seems she's so painfully shy, she's unable to speak with anyone unless it's while playing the piano, or through someone she truly trusts. Among the second-year students, that was Yatsushiro Senpai and Komikado Senpai, but now that they've both left the academy.
リッカさんって本当にすごいわ。いえ、私には無理だなってこと。
Rika-san is the only friend she has left who she can communicate with without a piano between them. Apparently, it took a lot of effort on Rika-san's part to get the painfully shy girl to speak with her.
諏訪吹さんのことといい、本当だったらリッカさんが会長になるべきだわ。
I feel this keenly.
はい。はい。それでスオさん、聞きたいことはこれだけでしょうかって他間先輩がおっしゃっているのだけれど。
すみません。
I go over everything I've learned from her. The general gist was the same. However, I have gleaned several new pieces of information. Until now, it was unclear whether the rumors about Komikado Senpai arose before or after the students dropped out. Thanks to Hokama Senpai, we now have confirmation that it was after. Next, I've learned that the rumors appeared abruptly and spread quickly. Additionally, the rumors started around the same time that Komikado Senpai was standing for election to the Council of Nicaea. This in turn led to rumors that they were being spread by an opponent. Rumors about rumors, basically. Okay. Before now, I didn't think to consider the timing.
ミカイアの会の選挙を控えていた時に起きた事件。
Which means it was the end of last year. No, we're into the new year now, so that makes it the year before last.
ごめんなさい。あとはコミカド先輩にかかった疑いというのはどういった経緯で解けたのですか？
Hokama Senpai nods, then cups her small hand to Rika-san's ear and starts to whisper secretively. However, the story is longer and more complicated than I was expecting, and even after multiple back and forths, I still don't really know what she's trying to say.
直接お話しすることは。
他間先輩、スオさんはとっても優しくていい人ですから、私にするようにお話ししても大丈夫ですよ。
花火さんと同じ。
Oh, she's so cute.
初めて声を聞いたけれど、可愛い声。合唱部なのだものね。
After staring intently into my face for a moment, Hokama-senpai gives a hesitant nod.
わかった。頑張る。
Thank you. Please talk with us. Smiling, Rika-san pours her a fresh cup of tea.
少し複雑な、込み入ったお話になるけれど、いい？
Go for it.
はい、もちろんです。まずコミカドさんが当時の3年生へ無理やり血まみれメアリーの儀式をやらせたということだけれど、実は誤解だって後になって分かったの。どういうことですか？そもそも無理やり儀式を強要させるのは無理があるんじゃないかって。あの時はまだコミカドさんもニカイアの会の副会長ではなかったし。
Yeah, that's something I was also thinking. Like, if she was a second year and the ones that dropped out were third years, how could she force them? In what way? With what? Under what kind of authority? When she didn't really have any.
そんな権限もない。
Yeah.
同じ部でもないから儀式に向かわせるように仕向けるのも難しいだろうって。
What she's saying makes sense. A nasty rumor is, after all, just that, a rumor. Anyone who thought about it would quickly conclude that it didn't gel at all with Komikado Senpai's personality.
それで噂は完全に断ち消えたのですか？噂話も下火になった頃、また新しくコミカドさんが弱みを握っていた3年生を辞めさせたという噂が広がったの。そんな、一体どうして？ 辞めていった3年生の部屋にコミカドさんが書いたという脅迫文が見つかったって話が出回ったの。そんなことは聞き込みでは誰も話してはくれなかった。
Then again, it was information that would only further besmirch Komikado-senpai's reputation. Of course, they would be reluctant to bring it up unprompted.
それでその状況はどう収まったのですか？確かに出されていた脅迫文はコミカドさんの筆跡だったのだけど、八代さんが小文字の A の書き方が違うとカンパしたの。でもそれだけでは収まらなかった。
She nods, then grimaces.
どうされたのですか？あの時のことを思い出して。あの時の
After closing her eyes for a moment to dig back through her memories, she starts to speak.
八代さんはコミカドさんの疑いを晴らすと言って噂に飛びついていた人や各部の部長や主だった人を連れて。
その言い方ですと他の先輩も？
ええ。怖いことが苦手だから本当は嫌だったのだけど、どうしてもって。
私も怖いものが苦手だからお気持ちわかります。
A kindred spirit. Hokama-san offers her a faint smile. She really seems able to let down her barriers around her.
寄宿舎を抜け出して夜中の2時に生物の絵画の前に立ち、みんなで儀式を執り行ったわ。そして
Her small hand clutches at Rika-san's sleeve. She must have seen something like we did, something supernatural.
絵画の中のマリア様の表情が変わって。
大丈夫ですよ。そんなに細かいところまで思い出さなくていいんです。
She gently takes hold of her hand, reassuring her again that she's okay. I can't bring myself to force her to add more details, so I continue on her behalf.
八代先輩はその怪異を見せた上で、ふざけ半分の3年生はこの恐ろしい現象を見てしまった。だからやめる判断をしてしまっても仕方がないと告げたわけですね。
She nods, her mouth set in a grim line. Rika-san keeps a firm hold on her hand.
その後で用意してあった辞めた3年生からの手紙をみんなに見せて、コミカドさんに強制されたわけでないと証明したの。最初に手紙を見せても半信半疑なものは小さな疑念を抱く。だから怪異を見せることで説得力を持たせたのね。
ありがとうございました、ほかま先輩。怖い体験を話させてしまって。はい、いいえ、そんなこと。
After watching their congenial exchange for a moment, I offer my own thanks too.
本当にありがとうございました。それではこれで。
Cutting my Amitia partner off, I reveal that I have one more favor to ask.
写真よ。八代先輩のアミティアが写った写真。
Hokama-senpai nods, then hands the photo directly to me. It looks to be a photo from their event at the Feast of the Assumption, at a pop-up cafe run by either the choir club or the current first-year students.
この給仕をしているのってほかま先輩ですよね。かわいいわ。
Super cuteness. Flushing, Hokama-senpai points to another student in the photograph.
この方が八代先輩のアミティエだった秋津しおりさんなのですか？ええ、彼女が秋津さん。
I look over the girl with the bow of her apron askew.
この人が
Yeah, it's kind
ただ一人
of vertical. Yatsushiro senpai's Amitia partner left the academy hot on the heels of the third-year students.
はい。そうなの のですか？
どうしたの？
明智さんは八代先輩のことが好きで同じ部に入部したのだって。
Oh. I empathize with wanting to be in the same club as a friend. I ask whether everyone else was aware of her reasons.
なんと言えばいいのかしら。公然の秘密みたいな。そうだったのですか。
I imagine Yatsushiro senpai's room after her Amitia partner was gone. In the frosty chill of early winter, it would seem so much bigger than before. How had Yatsushiro senpai felt left alone in that room? As I stare at the photo, Hokama senpai flicks a glance toward me then, as though she's remembered something. She turns to whisper to Rika-san.
そうなのですか。スオさんと似ていますね。
リッカさん？
この時たまたま訪れていた烏森教諭が明智先輩にエプロンを結んであげていたのを思い出したそうよ。
Karasumori? Am I supposed to know that name? Miss Karasumori. I don't recognize the name. Is she no longer working at the academy?
そうなの。
My gaze drops to the photo again. Something feels off.
お話ありがとうございました。この写真ですが、少しの間お預かりしてもよろしいでしょうか。
Cheeks flushed, she nods from behind Rika-san's back. I thank her again.
はい。どういたしましてですって。お話は終わったし、お茶会にしましょうか。
She tells us she has some special tea she's been saving for just such an occasion, and I teasingly tell her I'd prefer coffee. Should we do one more scene? I don't know how long this will be. Hopefully not that long. Let's try it out. We're back in our room after returning from Iznik. Thanking my Amitia partner, I accept a cup from her, and she smiles and tells me that I'm welcome.
それでどうだったかしら。ほま先輩のお話から謎が解けそう？
完全とはまだ。でも八代先輩が小見門先輩を守るために仮初めの解決をしたことが分かったわ。
仮初めって血まみれメアリーの儀式をして会員を見たからじゃないの？
確かに辞めた3年生はそうだったかもしれない。でも小見門先輩が出したという脅迫文の謎が残るわ。
Playing with a braid, she nods to
つまり
herself.
3年生が辞めたのを利用して小見門先輩を陥れようとした真犯人がいるってことよね。
岡間先輩のお話ではそのことには触れられていなかった。おそらく八代先輩は悪ノリということで済ませたのでしょうね。
However, it's hard to imagine her simply standing by while people spoke ill of Komikado senpai.
対外的には怪異で型をつけてスオさんは八代先輩が真犯人と対峙したと思っているのね。
That's exactly what I think. And while I have no proof of this, I also believe that the culprit could be connected to Shion Basket. I tip my cup back and drink. The strong, astringent taste of tea is flavored with a hint of irony.
事件の際小見門先輩は選挙を控えていたと言っていたわ。評判を落として得をするのは対立候補よね。
Rika-san stands up and goes over to her desk where she rummages through a drawer. Then she returns with an almanac in hand.
やっぱりそうだわ。一度聞いた覚えがあったのよ。小見門先輩と競っていたのは前の初期だった草部先輩よ。
部屋に持ち込んでいたの？
ごめんなさい。スオさんが年間を読んでいて自分も真似しようと。
She sticks her tongue out at me. Of course, I'm not really criticizing her. After all, I've been doing the same thing. I take the almanac from her and glance over the
繰り
page.
下げ当選になっている。でもこの先輩は。
I spoke with her several times when I was putting myself forward as a candidate for president. Sorry about that. while it's only my own personal impression of her, she doesn't seem like the type of person who would be so desperate to be on the council she'd resort to underhanded, she'd resort to underhanded tactics.
サベ先輩がコミカド先輩を陥れようなんて考えづらいわ。すごく正義感が強い人だもの。
そうね。
I'm relieved that Rika-san has the same impression. My lack of socialization means I don't have much confidence in my ability to get a read on people. Perhaps taking my silence is a sign that I've arrived at a dead end. Rika-san focuses on drinking her tea for a moment before speaking up again, her brow furrowed.
事件にこれ以上詳しい生徒は多分いないと思う。だからこれ以上のお話を聞くなら、
Yeah.
教諭方にお話を聞いてみる？
ええ。でも生徒たちと密なつながりのある片上寮長にはすでに聞いているし、ならダリア先生だったら。
I must have pulled a face at the mention of her name as Rika-san sets her teacup down, recognizing that it's not an option.
だっ
Ouch.
たら勤続年数が長くて生徒と仲がいい先生。
Oh, she muses, then claps her hands together.
石塚先生にお話を聞いてみましょう。全部当てはまるわ。
She suggests excitedly. Okay, I don't know who that is. But yeah, maybe for tonight it's good to leave it here. They'll probably jump into more sleuthing from here on out. So that conversation kind of serves nicely as a conclusion, more or less, to what they've investigated so far, and decision for what the next step should be. Yeah. Okay, well, looking forward to that next Tuesday. Yeah, thanks so much for being here. And maybe if you can hang out for a couple more minutes, I would have something to tell you. Quit game, yes, that button. There we go. And here I am. Yeah. All right. Now that we're here, I'm getting a bit nervous. Sorry about that. Yeah, thank you. And I have a big cat. It's so cute. I love this shirt so much. Yeah. Alrighty. Right, so next stream, as per usual, nothing changes. We're back to regular schedule, Tuesday and Thursday. If there's a change coming in the future at some point, like a break or something, I will let you know. But for the moment, there's nothing that I'm anticipating in that direction. But I wanted to take a little moment at the end of stream today to share a little bit of, let's say, more personal news with you, since I am in the process of kind of like putting it out there. I want to include you as well, and I don't know how else to slide into it, so I will just say it. I am pregnant. To us, this is a very exciting thing. It's something that we've wanted for a long time, and it is happening. Yeah, sometimes I just have to actually do a double take and like, yeah, it's happening. Thank you, Chidorin. I am 3 months and a half along, something like that, and due date, a prospective due date for the moment would be somewhere around mid to late April next year. So there is still time left to, you know, just enjoy stuff as we have done so far. It just means that I cannot really fully commit to something really big after we do flowers. So, oh, thank you. So I would be more comfortable looking at smaller things that we could fit up until that point, just because I wouldn't want to start something and like kind of leave it up in the air. I don't know how things will be when it happens. I will probably take a longer break just to accommodate whatever life will look like at the time. But I would want to come back to streaming. Maybe same schedule, maybe not. We'll see how things align and what feels good at the time. But yeah, I wouldn't obviously be dropping off the face of the earth. I'll still be in the Discord. We'll still, enjoy all the Honkai chats and stuff like that. So yeah, but yeah, this is happening. And I wanted you to know. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Thank you. Yeah. It's a bit scary too at the same time, but yeah. We're not getting any younger, so it needed to happen at some point. And this year we kind of landed in a more, let's say, stable point in our lives. So we felt like this is the time. Let's go. And here we are. Yeah. Okay, this feels good. It feels good. Actually, MQZ has been asking for a while, when will I say it? Because maybe in some capacity, I also didn't want to share this with the world too early. I waited a little bit just to make sure, that everything is okay with the pregnancy, things are going smoothly, there are no complications or anything, because that would be a bummer to have to not just deal with it personally, but then with the other people that would have to be informed of it. So I kept it quiet for a while, just until I felt comfortable. And lately I've started obviously informing work, because that is important. They have to, I will also be involved to organize a replacement for me, because I'll be going on maternity leave for like 2 years or so. So that's gonna be interesting in and of itself. We've started reaching out to friends and letting them know and so on. And I consider you a very near and dear part of my life, so I wanted to involve you, and here we are. Mamonetsu, yes. It's so hard to actually conceptualize that in my head. Thank you so much, Harrison. Thank you. Yeah. So that's happening. But yeah, like I said, we still have quite a while to go, about a bit less than half a year of just regular stream schedules as they've been so far. And once the moment comes, I'm sure we will figure something out that works. We'll definitely welcome the brief pause of just sitting down and reading a story with you all. So I do want to keep doing that in some capacity. So yeah, we will see how things go. Oh, that dino is so cute. Thank you, Bea. Yeah, that was it. That's what I wanted to say. Other than that, like I said, things stay as they are. I'll see you Tuesday, and with flowers, and we will stream some Honkai this weekend. Let's see how far we go. Apparently the story is a bit longer than the previous patches, so I'll likely not be able to cover it in a day. I don't want to push myself to do that. So maybe we'll do 2 sessions on Saturday and maybe 1 on Sunday just to get it out of the way. We'll see how it goes and how much we still have to go through, and we will plan it. Yeah, for now I will go rest. This is one of the things that I've been dealing with ever since I am in this condition. I get tired much faster than usual, so if you see me yawning more than usual, that's also a thing that's happening. But otherwise, actually, it's been quite alright. I don't have any of the more unpleasant symptoms so far. Fingers crossed that it keeps going this way. Maybe it's genetic because my mom also, she told me she didn't have it. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. I still am able to function more or less as I usually do, so I'm happy. That's nice, it's chill. Yeah, let's keep enjoying our stuff as we usually do. So if you're around the Discords on Saturday, I will see you with some Honkai, maybe possibly on Sunday as well, depending on how we go, and if not, we will continue with Flowers on Tuesday. Yeah. Until then, I bid you good night. Have a nice relaxing weekend, and take care.